If you've been around either this channel or playing anime games competitively since last year, you may have heard of the Anime Game Community Discord or a big tournament that happened called Ultimate Burst. I wanted to make a big event for anime games, something that players could look forward to, something they could have as their competitive goal, and at the same time something fans could enjoy seeing the best players of these anime games put on a show. Ultimate Burst was so cool that we're doing it again this year. Ultimate Burst 2024 is happening November 9 and 10. That's a weekend. You don't need to check. Just like last year, on Saturday, we're gonna start all the tournaments all the way to the top 6 players of each one, and then on Sunday, we'll run that entire top 6. And much like last year, we're gonna have 4 main games. Now, some of these games you were probably already expecting, like Naruto Storm Connections. We ran Storm 4 last year and it was awesome. I had no doubt that Storm Connections was gonna make it this year. Even with its rough launch, the game has a healthy competitive community, so I'll gladly add it to our main game roster for Ultimate Burst 2024. We'll run the tournament on PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, PlayStation 4 doesn't have 60 FPS. But unlike last year, we're not only allowing European players to sign up, but also North America. Naruto Storm Connections on PlayStation 5, and it's an EU plus an A tournament. Another game you were probably expecting is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I wouldn't be surprised if this game ends up being the biggest number of signups this year. After all, this tournament is happening only a month after the game's release, so it will be coming in hot for sure. We don't have a full list of rules for this game yet, but it will most likely be a 3v3. After the game comes out, we'll let you know what the format is. We'll probably keep it pretty close to whatever happens in ranked matches. But first, we gotta play it. And yes, I am taking a leap of faith, hoping this game has lobbies from day one and a way to spectate matches, but we'll make it work somehow. We're also running this tournament on PS5, and for now we're only allowing signups for Europe. That's because the game isn't out and we don't know if the netcode can handle EU plus NA. I know this might be upsetting for some of you, but we may also change our minds after the game comes out. A couple of weeks after the release, if we see the netcode is good enough, we may open signups for North America. For now though, it's gonna be EU only. And from this point on, I don't think anyone knows what the other 2 games are. I feel powerful. This is fun. Well, I wanted to bring Hunter x Hunter to Ultimate Burst, but unfortunately that still has no release date, so I don't think they'll make it in time for this tournament, which is why I'm happy to announce a returning game, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Ever since last year, we got a rollback update, and there's also a balance patch on the way, which will hopefully hit before November, changing up the meta and giving us something fresh. But thanks to the netcode improvements, we can also expand the player base from just EU to North America East as well. We'll still be running it on PC as usual, should be a good show. And then there was one final game to feature as one of the main games for Ultimate Burst 2024, and this was not an easy choice. I had to leave out a few fan favorites, but ultimately, I had to pick Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. I was just blown away by how alive this community is still. Even though I stopped hosting anything, even though there haven't been any balance patches since the last tournament, they kept it going and it's still hype as hell. But we're adding one little rule this time. Susamoru is banned. The reason for the ban is pretty simple. Other characters are pretty busted. I've heard this argument 1,000 times. But we're banning Susamoru because last year's grand finals took 90 minutes. This year, Demon Slayer is probably not going to be our last event, so we can't have this crazy of a delay. Plus, I think the audience will be happier. Demon Slayer will be hosted on PlayStation and once again for EU and NA players. Now last year we put $1,000 of prize pool money into the whole event. This year we're leveling it up and we're doing 1,500 split across the 4 games. Plus Matcherino, so viewers can also contribute with their wallets or claim codes. And signups are open right now. If you want to sign up, all you gotta do is join the AGC Discord, and at the very top you'll have a channel to pick your role. The very first item is Ultimate Burst. If you click that button, that unlocks all the chats that you need that have all the information, all the announcements, and the sign up link as well. And you can join not only as a player, but we're also looking for commentators and TOs to help us run brackets and keep things going smoothly. Links for all of that after you just press that one button on the AGC Discord. Finally, Ultimate Burst is more than these 4 main games, and last year we had a total of 10 side events that ran parallel to Ultimate Burst. These are events fully ran by each community on their own streams and their own Discords, but we helped them out with Matcherino and with the branding if they wanted. On day 2 of the stream, we had a montage of all the grand finals, but the biggest feedback that these communities gave me last year was that the side events felt too separate from the main event. And I understand that. I had my hands full running 4 tournaments. I couldn't pay a lot of attention to these side events, not as much as I would like to, for sure. And that's why this year we're doing Opening Burst on November 2nd. That's the Saturday before Ultimate Burst, and this way everyone can still run their side events, but I'll be reacting or restreaming on my main channels. So we can give these side events more visibility, and if players want to sign up for the main games, that doesn't stop them from signing up for the side events too, because it's happening on a separate weekend. And hopefully by separating it more, it can feel closer together. I don't know, we'll try it out. So yeah, I think that's all for now. We'll keep announcing more details as we have them. Ultimate Burst with Sparking Zero, Storm Connections, Demon Slayer, and Dragon Ball FighterZ on November 9 and 10. Signups are on the AGC Discord, where you can also apply to be a part of the team that runs everything, or submit your own side events for Opening Burst on November 2nd. Hope to see you all there. It's gonna be a fun one for sure. Bye.